I was listening once to a priest giving a homily. The priest in question is a trained psychologist, and he was telling the story of a young boy whose parents had separated, and his father went off living elsewhere, and his mother, she was getting enveloped in let's say, work and affairs, and she wasn't attending to the little boy, giving him the attention that she would have normally done when the mother and father were together. And so the boy was getting less and less attention, receiving less and less love, and as a result he became more and more introverted, more and more removed from the rest of his companions in class, where he would then just be sitting off alone and not speaking to anybody. And this went on for some time, and he would travel alone to school and go back home on the bus alone, and then after, I don't know how long this would have lasted, but on one of the bus trips back home, he just stood up and collapsed. He died. And in the autopsy they found no reason, let's say, physiological reason to explain this sudden death. And it's as if, said this priest, who was a psychologist, that said that it was as if he died of sadness. He died of sadness. He'd been denied the love and attention in the home, and as a result, he became more enclosed in himself and removed himself from the rest in society. He became locked within himself, and as a result, died of sadness. Wow. Jesus says in the Gospel today, "This is my commandment, love one another as I have loved you." See, there's 3 points that we can underline from this commandment of Jesus. First one is, it's a commandment. Love one another. Jesus didn't say, if you like, it would be nice if you would love one another. No, it's a commandment, obligatory, imperative. If we don't, then we are going against our own nature. The nature of a human nature, because God created us in his own image, especially in Christian nature. Love one another. It's obligatory, imperative. And also it says love one another, and there's no condition there, there's no limitation. No, it doesn't say love one another when you feel good, love one another when the other has loved you. No, Jesus says love one another without any limitations or conditions there. We are, as one bishop was explaining in this way, we're great at procrastinating. I will put it off till next week or to tomorrow, then I'll start loving. I'll just be here in my own things at this moment, and I'll do that service that I feel that I'm being called to do. I'll do it later on. And I'll tend to that person later on. No, Jesus says, love one another now, in the present, not later on, not with limitations or conditions. Love one another. And love one another as I have loved you. Many of the mistake of people is that we compare ourselves with one another. And in that sense, well, I don't commit fornication, adultery, I don't rob or steal from anybody, and I don't kill anybody physically, and I'm a good person, so I'm quite good at this. No, we're not called to compare ourselves with one another and respond to the love that we receive from one another. Rather, our standard for loving is Jesus himself. Love one another as I have loved you. As another psychologist says, is if we don't love, then we turn into assassins. We turn into assassins. And it is known that those children, like in America, who have gone into schools with machine guns and started shooting, if you look into the case history, many of them they come from broken families where they've not received the love that would be normal in the normal conditions of a family life. And so it is with ourselves. If we don't love, we are committing a sin against the fifth commandment. We are converting ourselves into assassins and in helping others in society to do so as well, falling into the fifth commandment. So we can ask Our Lady in this Mass that we really do put into practice the love that Jesus asks us to live by, to love one another as I have loved you, and then so attain to the joy and the fullness of joy that Jesus wants for each of us. Amen.